You just closed a 7-figure deal. You got the promotion. You delivered the keynote. And the standing ovation, the crowd goes wild. And as the applause fades and you're alone in your car or your office, a cold panic kind of washes over you. And when they are going to find you out, a cold panic washes over you. When are they going to find out? When are they going to realize maybe you're not as smart, not as capable, not as put together as you seem? That feeling that you're a fraud who just got lucky, and isn't a mindset problem. It's a design flaw. Today we're going to find the crack in your foundation. The performance trap, some people call this. How your greatest strength became your cage. In the last video we named the beast, commonly known as the imposter syndrome. If you haven't watched that yet, please pause this, go back to that particular video and meet me there, because none of this will make sense until you've actually watched that video. Now, what we're about to embark on this short journey together, so we're going to go deeper. We're not just looking at the what, we are dissecting the why. The root of the fraud feeling begins with what I call the performance trap. Listen, I get that you're a high achiever, that you've got all the praise for doing what you do. When you got the A+, you won the competition, you succeeded and excelled in the sales targets. Your value became extractable, linked to the performance that you have earned. You learnt on a cellular level, achievement equals safety. Approval equals survival. This creates a dangerous addiction. Not only an addiction to external validation, but your internal sense of worth. It doesn't get a chance to develop. Instead, it's outsourced. You start chasing the next achievement, the next compliment, the next win, not for the success of it, but for the monumental relief from the fear that possibly you're not enough. This is a hamster wheel disguised as the corporate ladder. That thing there. Any of this sound familiar? That constant low-grade hum of anxiety, always needing the hit of validation. It's like morphine. This pattern that we're going to be dismantling today, piece by piece, is the playlist. So if you're ready to break through these patterns, can you just do me a quick favor? Can you do these two things for me? First, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell, because it isn't about vain metrics. It's about making sure your commitment to yourself, that you are done with that old way of operating. This will be your first act of choosing your different path. The second is to follow me on LinkedIn. The link is in the description. I share daily real-time insights on how to, first of all, identify these patterns and how they show up, and how to regulate your nervous system throughout them. This is your daily dose of intentional architecture. You're on high alert. When you check your email at 2 a.m, you create the 50 slide decks when 10 would have been sufficient. It's not just because you're a hard worker, it's because your body is in fight and flight. That response is trying to neutralize the perceived threat of inadequacy. The relief is temporary and also addictive. When you succeed, you get a brief moment of calmness. The threat's gone for now. But because your self-worth is tied to the last performance, the cycle immediately resets. Fear comes back and over-approving starts all over again. This is the most exhausting, soul-crushing loop any leader can be in. And it's a trap. This is the performance trap. Now I want to talk about shifting from proving to embodying. How do you really break this cycle? I pondered on this for months, and what I came up with was we don't fight it with more positive thinking or affirmations. That's like putting on a band-aid for a broken bone. We have to change the architecture, the structure internally. This is identity movements. This isn't just the quick fix. The shift from being a performer identity to a sovereign identity is crucial. A performer identity says, I am who I am what I do. My value is in my results. On the polar end of that, a sovereign identity says, I am. My value is inherent and my work is an expression of me, not the definition of me. Do you see the power shift in that? So here is your first architectural assignment. Are you with me? You want to do it? Type a yes in the comments if that's true. Tonight, before you go to bed, I want you to write down one decision you've made today that came from a place of inherent authority, not a place from seeking approval. It could be as small as no to a meeting that wasn't necessary, or choosing to trust your gut on a project in a little detail without asking for 5 other people's opinions. Just one. I'm not looking for a revolution overnight. We're here looking for a single crack of light in the old foundation. Well, you know what's really, really cool? Once you see the pattern, this performance trap, the over-proving cycle, you can't unsee this. You'll start noticing it everywhere, in the street, your kids, your co-workers. Recognizing this pattern is the first step. But for some of you, recognizing it isn't enough anymore. You are done with this cycle. You're not looking for tips. You're looking for total re-architecture. You're ready to stop proving you're a leader and finally embody it from your nervous system out. If that's you, this is your invitation. I work with a very small number of elite women leaders inside my private circle program. This sovereign ascent is what I call it. We rebuild your leadership from the ground up so that your success finally feels like yours. This work is not for everybody. It's deep, it's demanding, and it's decisive. You finally take control back of your life and live in flow. If you're ready to end the war with yourself, there's a link in the description to apply. We'll see if we align and we'll take it from there. For the rest of you, your work is to notice the pattern. In the next video, we're going to talk about the 3 most common ways high-achieving women unknowingly sabotage their own authority. And I tell you what, you won't believe some of the things that I've uncovered. Trust me, you do not want to miss that. I'm Baz Porter. Keep being sovereign.